Disney didn't create all the magic. He just made sure Floyd Norman never got credit for it. Floyd Norman broke barriers in 1956. He became the first black animator at Disney Studios. His hands helped bring to life classics like Sleeping Beauty, The Jungle Book, and 101 Dalmatians. But his name? Buried beneath the mouse. Walt himself called Floyd the kid with talent. But when it came time for credit rolls and promotions, Floyd stayed invisible. He didn't just draw. He wrote storylines, pitched ideas, shaped characters. Yet when they needed diversity for the cameras, he was brought out. When it came time to reward creativity, they looked elsewhere. Even after retirement, Floyd kept showing up. Because his love for animation outweighed their erasure. He worked on Mulan, Toy Story 2, and Monsters, Inc. with no spotlight. But here's what they don't want you to know.
So you may be wondering, why did I waste your time to see that? Actually, I didn't waste anybody's time. Yesterday, I went to Instagram and I was in a rabbit hole when I found out who this guy was. Floyd Norman, man, big salutes to him. You got his introduction, and it goes far beyond that. Yesterday when I seen him, I was like, man, when I found out about him, I YouTubed him, Googled him, and I was like, man, I would love to get an interview with this guy, man. You know, I mean, seeing that I'm a creator myself with 5 children books, you know, just to want to know, like, and he's 90 years old now. Birthday 2 days before mine, and it's just amazing that he still continue to show up to work at 90 years old, sharp as a tack, man. Long story short, my son, he's a creator as well, and I was just wondering, I was searching, I was like, man, where's the email? Like, how did I get in touch with him? I really would love to, you know, just ask him some questions, or, you know, just have the opportunity that, like everyone else, you know, just having that, you know, speaking with him, I'm sorry. So I went down a rabbit hole, and, you know, I got a hold of his Instagram, and what's crazy is all of that came in full circle today. While I was searching him yesterday, it was showing that he was having a showing in Charlotte today, and he was going to be virtual doing Q&A. I said, I got to take my son. This is a part of history, man. He paved the way, and his thing is that he didn't know he was the only black person who ever worked for Walt Disney, and that wasn't his purpose. His purpose was just trying to find work, to express his talent. And he said nobody else worked there because everybody thought that no black person would be able to work for Disney. And that's why they didn't, because they didn't even try, in his words, and I totally understand that. But let me tell you, on the day that me and my son had going to view his documentary, listening to some of his kind words, you know, that he shared with the crowd at 90 years old, and me getting my opportunity to actually ask him a question. All right, it's me and the junior today. Today's a very special day for creators like myself and him, young black African-American creators. So we're going to see Mr. Floyd Norman's documentary, and his, I think it's his trailer, his everything about him. He's the one who was the first black African-American, what was he, Tay? The first artist or creator who worked for Walt Disney. There we go. I'm going to put him in here somewhere. But me and Junior, since he's a creator, I'm a creator, he's a creator, we're going to see some creator things today. We're going to go see him, and he's doing a Q&A afterwards, and little man going to be able to ask him some questions, and so am myself. Let's go! So this place is called the Independent, I forgot what it's called, but anyways, we're going to check it out and be a part of the number. Okay, thank you.
Books for Disney Publishing, and for the last 15 years my husband Floyd has driven me to work every day, but when he drops me off he doesn't leave, he stays. Hi, Floyd!
Mr. Norman, it's great to meet you. I actually just found out about you yesterday on Instagram, and I went down a rabbit hole about you, and I seen that they were doing a showing today, and I wanted to meet you. So, yeah, so I want to thank you and congratulate you, man, on all your success, and I'm a young entrepreneur. I'm a children's book author myself. This is my 5th children's book. And
Great.
I just want to thank you for paving the way that you didn't even know was being paved when you started.
No, I did not.
But my question was to you, because I researched everything about you yesterday.
Yeah.
Why was credibility so important to you, that you didn't stop until they actually honored you for the work that you did at Disney?
You mean, why was I regarded as
No.
someone? No.
No.
I think I think what you might be trying to say is at the end of the film when he gets honored.
Correct.
Yeah.
Why didn't he stop? What made him keep going
Yeah.
to get that honor? You know, because some people stop and don't wait till they get it. You know, they just give up. But you didn't stop. You wanted to know, people to know who you were and what you did and your legacy that's being passed on. What made you not stop until you get that?
Yeah. I wanted to do the work. I wanted to be successful in this career. I remember long before I went to Disney, I had a talk with my father. And my father thought that, maybe going into, filmmaking, show business, motion pictures, animated filmmaking at Disney, maybe he thought that was kind of an odd job, kind of a risky job. Yeah. And shouldn't I have a fallback position? Shouldn't I have a plan B in case this whole Disney thing didn't work out? And I remember telling my dad with a fair degree of confidence, I told my father that I had no intention of failing. So I didn't have to worry about having a plan B because I was going to achieve success, on my terms, and I wasn't going to quit. I wasn't going to give up. I wasn't worried about failing because I had no intention of failing. And so I think when you start your journey in life, you've got to start it with a degree of confidence and determination to know that you're not going to quit just because things get tough. You're going to keep going until you achieve your goal. And that's what I've always felt, and I've tried to pass that on to my children and grandchildren, is that if you want to do something and you're determined to do it, then do it. And don't let anything or anyone stop you from accomplishing that goal.
Wow, that's
And that, my friend, is how you make DreamWorks. I got a chance to ask him a question that I wanted to know. I didn't stop until I got it. I just tried to find out some information on somebody who paved the way for young black authors like myself, illustrators, creators, and bring my son to see that as well. Yeah. If he can do it, I can do it too.